Hey everybody, it's Holly from the Urban Homesteader, and I am so excited to let you know that I have been chosen to be a part of the Lawns to Legumes grant program, which means that this side of the garden will soon be planted with native pollinators. So what that means is that I have accepted the grant, of course, and I've got $400 to spend in a way that can help me create this garden. So now you might be thinking, yeah, but didn't you do that already? So kind of. So you guys remember that I had talked to Melissa at the Soil and Water Conservation District, and I bought some plants from her. So those plants are planted on what is the west side of my garden. So this fence is the fence around the vegetable garden, as you guys probably also know. So that's kind of one section. So the plan going forward for the Lawns to Legumes grant is that I'm going to be planting new plants that have yet to be purchased on this side of the garden, which is the north side. This is a process, and it also means that I've got a ton of work ahead of me. I will say this about the grant program is that these guys know what they are doing. They have sent me a guidebook, a checklist, a schedule of what I could be doing. They've sent resources well and beyond of what I was expecting. One of those resources is a listing of greenhouses in the state of Minnesota that sells the native plants. Unfortunately, around where I currently live, there really aren't many that are dedicated to that specific project. So I've taken a look at the map, and of course I have an upcoming weekend trip planned to go to my sister's lake place, and I have decided that on the way home I'm going to take a slightly different route, and we are going to hit up I believe it's called Thomsen's greenhouse, and I'm going to check it out. I've never been there before. I looked at their website. They have a list of natives there, again, over and beyond what I was expecting. So I am thrilled. I can't wait to get my hands on some new and unique to me plants that I really haven't really seen around here. And I'm super jazzed. It's going to be a couple days before I can get there, but I'm ready. So in the meantime, I'm kind of making a plan. I'm looking at their website, picking the plants that I want. Still going by the rules of, the different heights, the different bloom times, that sort of thing, much like the Master Gardener pollinator garden as well. Kind of the same rules, and obviously very much the same goal. We're gearing it towards the Rusty Patched Bumblebee and really all pollinators that are here, all those little creatures that can help the gardens grow and just create a better atmosphere for all of them. So I just wanted to kind of go over this checklist with you guys to kind of give you a clue, like what is next. So first thing that I have to do is, I have to ask my husband for some help. I'm going to have him till this side of the garden once again, and help to loosen up the soil so that I can get these weeds out of here. It's virgin ground, which just means every time you till it up, you're only like resurrecting the seeds that are in there, these weed seeds. And I am telling you, it has been a struggle and a challenge for sure, especially so far with what I've done over here with the Master Gardener garden. It's just been a battle. The good thing about this grant is that some of the money can be used towards mulch, which I am going to take advantage of. I can't deal with it. I cannot keep up on these weeds. I don't want it to be such a high maintenance problem, but I still want it to look really nice. So that's kind of down the road. So after I get it tilled, after Pat does the tilling for me, I think next my plan is going to be to get in some garden edging, just to kind of keep a separation from the grass to the garden. And then I could make a garden plan, kind of already working on that. So again, picking those plants that I'm interested in planting and figuring out where I'm going to be placing them in here. So the news of the grant application process has been pretty recent. Like I just recently found out that I was chosen. So along with that, they set up a couple of Q&A Zoom webinars for people like me. And I am actually quite excited so I can ask all the questions and also see what other people are wondering about. So I've never done this before, and I'm just kind of curious about, and I already have some questions in mind that I'll be hopefully getting an answer to. So what they're saying for next steps are to be, plan the project. I already talked about that. I already have a general idea of what I want and where I want to put it. They want you to keep your receipts. Obviously, everything is going to be a reimbursement at the end of the project. And they also sent a spreadsheet, which When there's a spreadsheet sent to me and it already has the formulas put in, I do love that. I find it so interesting to see how it all plays out, and then just the tracking method. I just kind of get a kick out of that, so I'm kind of jazzed about that. They also want before and after photos, so I'm hoping that these weeds are going to be gone at some point, sooner rather than later. But anyway, I can't wait to have you guys tag along, and then of course when I go to that greenhouse, I'm going to bring you guys with as well and kind of show you what that's all about. I have no idea what it's going to be like, so it'll be fun for both of us to learn along the way. And then I'll just kind of keep you updated about what I'm doing back here, and I guess we'll just kind of go from there. So that's it for now. We'll see you guys next at the greenhouse. Hey everybody, it's Holly from the Urban Homesteader, and today I am having such a great day. I am finding myself in a greenhouse, Thomsen's greenhouse actually, where I am shopping for some more native Minnesota plants. This, of course, is part of the grant that I have received, so I get to plant all sorts of things to my desire, but have to qualify within the grant application process, and that means that they have to be Minnesota pollinators, basically. But wow, you guys, this place is loaded. There are rows and rows and rows of native Minnesota plants to choose from. This is what I've picked up today. I'm not even sure how many different varieties I have here. I did kind of create a list prior to this, and so I kind of knew what I was wanting, and remember I needed to try to have different bloom times and, you know, all sorts of things like that. So I feel like I've done a fairly good job, but I know that there's always more plants out there to purchase. So I'm going to start with these today, and then once I get home, I'm probably going to start working on the garden and getting them planted. I should also probably make a map and that sort of thing. So it takes some time to get this thing organized, but I was so jazzed to come in here and see all of my options. And what I really, really loved about shopping here was that the cards that they have listing all the plants, they have a little purple sticker on all of them that say this is actually part of the Lawns to Legumes grant process. So all of these plants are great options to have, and I get to pick and choose exactly what I'm looking for. So with that said, I think I'm going to head on home, and I am going to start getting my hands dirty and getting these in the ground, and I am so excited. I just wanted to really plug Thomsen's Greenhouse and Nursery. This place is amazing. If you're not looking specifically for native plants here, they have everything else that you could possibly need. This place is huge, and it's beautiful here, so highly recommend. Great place to shop and at least just bum around and spend the day. If you're just not even quite sure, you might become overwhelmed when you come in here because they have so many great options. So highly recommend. Again, Thomsen's Nursery, located in St. Joseph, Minnesota. All right, so I'm going to head home and we're going to go get our hands dirty. Let's go. Hey you guys, remember that one time when I said I'm super excited to get home and start planting these plants that I just purchased from Thomsen's Nursery? Well, let's fast forward about 2 weeks, maybe a few days longer than that. I can't even believe that it has taken me this long, but that is the reality of summer. So I'm not going to feel bad about it. They are still looking pretty good. There's one section of plants in here that are, well, I'm hoping that they'll pop back, but they look pretty good. We've had strange weather. It's either been downpouring thunderstorms or it's been 100 degrees. And either one of those situations, I'm not going to be planting. So I finally have a minute. It's super early. I just got up not real long ago, washed my face, brushed my teeth, found my gardening gloves, and decided today's the day. And I have a lunch date at noon. So I've got about a 4-hour window, and I'm not anticipating this taking that long. I just needed to finally do it. So since we last spoke, you can tell that I have gotten rid of all the weeds, and I got my edging in. So I'm pretty excited about that. And now it's just time to put the plants in the ground. I've also made a map. This is kind of not really a map, but it's more of a list of the order that I want to place these plants in. And as I do that, as I put them in the area, I'm going to kind of go through with you what it is that I'm planting, that I purchased. So I've also, you can kind of see, divided up into sections. So in my mind, this is how it's going to work. I have 12 species of plants. So I've sectioned it out into 12 sections, just with a simple scrape of the shovel on the topsoil, just to give me an idea of spacing. I don't know how realistic this is going to be. We'll see. I mean, I'm totally open to things changing as they always do. So I just wanted to keep myself gauged a little bit in spacing wise and keeping myself in check. So I think we're just going to go from here. So we're going to start on the left side over here. So blue hyssop. So these native plants, some of them have names that I cannot pronounce. I'm not going to lie. So if I'm butchering the name, I am sorry. I just don't know how to say it. So, okay. I don't even know. I should probably just dig in here and start from the top. So this is giant hyssop. So that's going to go, oh, that's my first one. Okay. I'm going to go over here. Let's see. What's this one? This is called, I think, Cream Wild Indigo. Oh, it happens to be the second one. So these are soft cream and yellow blooms. They go late spring. And then the blue hyssop is, they're like a purple blue, and they bloom in midsummer, and they get to be about 2 to 3 feet tall. So all of these were relatively tall. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this. I mean, I don't know what this is going to look like in the long run, but I feel like it's going to be pretty cool. This one I think is that rattlesnake. Yeah, Rattlesnake Master. I really just got it because of the name. I had never heard of it before. Let's see. What does it say about it? Spiky pale blooms, midsummer striking structure. That goes right here. These are my purple cone flowers. Oh my gosh. I actually bought 2 packs of these because I love them so much. So we're going to go in group 3. I'm splitting these up. And 9. 12, 11, 10, 9. Let's go here. Those might be my favorite. Globe thistle. You can about imagine. Striking steel blue globes, midsummer bloom. You guys all know what a thistle looks like, but these are like, I don't know, I just thought they were pretty cool looking, so I picked them up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, 1 cart done. Lead plant. This one is wispy, blooms early summer, and purple to blue blooms, and airy texture. These are kind of cool. I like the foliage on these. These are neat. These go in number 4. This is the one that isn't looking the best. These are false sunflower or common oxeye is what they call it. These I think are going to go right in the middle. Let's see here. Number 8. Right here. Those get pretty tall too, I think. Okay, let's see here. Prairie Blazing Star. Vertical magenta blooms, and they go in late summer. So that'll be pretty. Coreopsis. Number 5. Bright yellow, early to midsummer bloom. Back around here. Now you notice some of these are in 6-packs. Some are just one big plant. Actually, only 2 are separate containers. The other ones are all 6-packs. So there's a lot of plants here. And last but not least, we have Penstemon. I hope I didn't butcher that one too bad, but number 7, spikes of white or pale lavender, depending on the species and early blooms. So, okay. Well, now that we've got a plan, now I just have to get my hands dirty, kind of. Don't forget my gloves. And that's it. We're gonna start putting them in. So follow along.
just like that, we have a native pollinator garden. I am so excited to see what is going to happen here. They look fantastic, honestly. There were a few plants that they were a little bit root bound. You maybe saw me trying to roughen up the roots a little bit, but honestly, I think they're going to do amazing. I'm very hopeful that these are going to be truly deer resistant. We will wait and see. And in the meantime, we're supposed to be getting some rain showers shortly. In fact, I got sprinkled on a little bit. I'm either going to take a look at the radar and see what's going to happen, or I'm going to put the sprinkler on these freshly planted plants and just kind of wait and see what happens. But there you have it, you guys. Not difficult at all. Now I get to report back to the Lawns to Legumes program and let them know what my progress is, and then we'll just kind of go from there. But I'm simply be bringing you guys along to watch the progress here. Until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks again so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It's the best way to support this channel. So thanks again, you guys. We'll see you soon.